How's everybody doing today?
Hey,
Pretty
well,
good.
thanks. How are you?
How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you for asking. Excited to get to talk with most of you again. Emma, I don't believe I got to talk with you last time. So I'll go ahead and start with you. Given that your character plays such a big part in terms of the family lineage for Aragorn, what was it like for you coming into that role in this series?
Well, my character, I guess my brother and my father play such an important role, and she's this new addition that helps sort of flesh their characters out even more. Um, it was awesome. Her world is very small. I mean, Isildur and Eärien are quite young when we first meet them, and so the sort of beautiful political and philosophical questions that the Akalabeth poses aren't really on her mind yet. It's a very small world, and her relationship with her father and her brother is sort of the heart of the season. So I spent a lot of time with Lloyd and a lot of time with Maxim, and it was lovely.
Markella, I'll turn to you next. Last we spoke, I hadn't seen the show yet, and now I have, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on with your character. But I mean, what was it like, seeing this progression of Nori's, soon to be adventure as it unfolded?
It was amazing because we got to be able to just explore more and more of the Half-Foot world, and meant that I got to be on set with the wonderful actors I get to work with. So that was a positive, and I just felt really fortunate to be able to flesh out the heart of the Half-Wits and their strength and vulnerability and their how they just lead with love and try and push past their fears.
I know that in those first two episodes, there's the mention of the Great Migration coming up, but can we look to or can we look forward to Nori setting off on her own for a proper adventure in the coming episodes?
Very interesting.
Fishy.
You'll have to, yeah, exactly.
5 points.
You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see.
I had to try.
Yeah, no, I respect that. I respect that.
And so Owain, I'll turn to you next. It's great getting to see Khazad-dum in its prime. I know we talked a little bit about that last time, but it's also really great getting to see the relationship you have with both Sophia and Robert in the show. What was it like building that chemistry and rapport with them before filming?
Do you know what? I'm one of the luckiest actors here, I think, because the second I saw Sophia was downstairs in the foyer, and she had a baby, Cora, right here, and we just instantly hit it off. Like she was, it was like immediately we were a unit. And the same with Rob. They both interns sometimes together would come up to my room and in the hotel, and we just have cups of tea in the balcony, laugh so hard that my stomach hurts, so that part of it was so easy. But also both of them as actors are so inquisitive and talented that we got to explore and have massive chats on where our characters have been, where we're going, and kind of question and doubt each other and push each other to different various places to build what I hope is a layered relationship.
Well, I like what's been set up with it so far, so I look forward to seeing how it progresses in latter episodes.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too.
and then Ismael, I'll turn to you next. Last we spoke was about the relationship at the heart of your story, but I also get the sense that your character has a lot of action potential in him, and so I'm curious, did you do any kind of training, in order to possibly be involved in any action sequences?
I like how you frame your questions. You're sneaky. Yes, man. I actually trained quite a bit. What you can see is like just a nugget of what Arondir traverses through season. It was very important for me as a new character to take on that responsibility and that honor of playing one of the types of elves that we haven't seen much, and also again, being first elf of color that is in this franchise and in the universe of the imagery that we've seen. I wanted to implement some of my heritage as well and give a nod to that. So I learned capoeira, well, wushu, taekwondo, What else did I do? I keep forgetting. There was many martial arts that I brought in to create that movement mythology, and then we rooted it in capoeira, which is an Afro-Brazilian martial art. Aside from all the wire work, I learned to do all of my wire stuff, which you see a little bit of it in the trailer, and archery and all that good stuff that you'll see. I mean, he tells his story a lot through movement, and he has quite the journey that will illustrate forces that are playing on Middle Earth.
Well, I certainly look forward to whatever you're hinting at, and to seeing what comes from everybody else's journeys throughout the rest of the season. I was hooked on those first 2 episodes, and I think people are going to be as well. Thank you all so much for taking the time to chat. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
Nice
much.
to meet you.
Absolutely. Have a good one.